Though new her name, great be her fame, and mighty be her powers. Though new her name, great be her fame, and mighty be her powers, and mighty be her powers, and mighty be her powers. In joy and gladness, with our hearts united, we shout the freedom of our rest benighted. Long live Liberia, happy land, a home of glorious liberty by God's command, a home of glorious liberty by God's command.
Okay, folks, welcome. It is another day here in Green Country, Oklahoma. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Talk TV Media Network. Happy New Year. In the first place, Happy New Year. This is our first show of the year. So happy New Year to all of you. It's nothing but politics. That's how we are going to start the year. Today is the 3rd of January. 2024. So welcome to the show. As I with my colleagues, I'll be giving you updates and topics for discussion today. But in the same vein, why we discuss what we have to discuss, do us a favor by sharing the broadcast, sharing the like. It's a hour 30-minute show. We'll be out of here. Share the broadcast, and also your participation is highly needed. It is because of you that we are here, giving you updates, information, trending stories around the world, here in the U.S., in the diaspora, and locally in Liberia. That is why we're here, folks. So share the broadcast, be a part of the show. My name is Sam Gadu. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Every day that you are alive, you must be grateful to God. So a lot's happening. Let me see if I can bring my panelist on the show. Flomo Livingstone, welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well over there, wherever you are watching us from, all of you. We're here to give you updates and also read the daily papers and also the platform, what's happening on Talk TV Media Network platform. The Facebook page, the YouTube page, the website, which is talktvmedia.com. Welcome to the show, Sylvester. How are you?
Thank you so much, Brother Sam. It's a pleasure again to be on this platform to discuss issue relating to our motherland, Liberia.
All right. How's the weather like over there from your end?
So far, so good. It's kind of a little calm because it just rained a few hours ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So sometimes we experience cool. We don't have a snow here now. So
I see.
We benefit a lot from good weather, and that's why we pay for all. This is California. Nothing free here. Good weather, you pay for it. Yeah.
I tell you, man, I just hate the weather, man. The weather, it's so cold, man. For us today it's in the 40s, But I
Uh,
can only imagine Liberia. You talk to people in Liberia, they in t-shirts, some of them got no shirt on, nothing is hot, you know. And that is the beauty of the universe. While other people are hot, the other people are cold, the other people is raining, you know. It's just amazing. Just
there's
amazing.
somewhere in Nimba, you will experience cold in the morning hours around Sanicole.
In Nimba?
Yeah, that is obvious. Mountainous area in the morning, you will experience cold. Even in 4 years, sometime December, I think January.
Yeah, December, almost close to January. December and January, you kind of
Yeah,
find a little bit
cold can
cold,
be
but
there, but that is not much for me. It can't be much, but it can be much for people over
I
there.
was about to say that what they consider as cold because the locals that live there, when you and I leave from here, from this very, very cold, where it's minus 10 degrees, it's minus 15, 20. And then you get there, why the crying is cold, you laugh at them. You're like, what? Why they wearing jackets, you in t-shirt, So that's the difference. But folks, welcome to the show. My name is Sam Gadu, along with Sylvester Numa. And also, we await other guys to join us as we proceed later on into the show. What we'll be talking about today, the first topic is what you see on the screen, Councillor Musa Dean's appointment halted by the Supreme Court. So we'll talk about it, but I want to read the breaking news that came in. And you can find this on Talk TV Media Facebook platform. Later on, as the story develops more, you will see it. We'll have it on our website and also on our YouTube page, so you can follow all of those and be able to get all the information. So, looking at where we stand, Councillor Frank Musa Dean's appointment to the Supreme Court halted as Supreme Court issues stay order. Justice in Chambers James Arthur Woolackley has issued a stay order on a confirmation of Councillor Frank Musa Dean as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. The stay order was also issued following a writ of prohibition filed by the incoming ruling Unity Party by and through the chairman, Reverend Luther Tappe, the National Secretary General Amos Twe, and all other party officials in Monrovia against the Liberian Senate by and through its president, Joel Howard Taylor, and Pro Tem Albert T. as well as the leadership of the Senate and the nominee for the Associate Justice position. Councillor Musa Dean is currently the Justice Minister and Attorney General of Liberia. He was nominated, as many of you know, by President George Weah on the 26th for that position upon the request of Associate Justice Joseph Nangbe, poor health condition. Also, information came a few days ago. President Weah has nominated, what's his name? Another nomination to the Liberia LRA, Deputy Minister Samora Wolokali, right, to the LRA, while the body of Thomas Dona is still on planet Earth and hasn't been buried. Thomas Dona just got brought into the country last week. I would think, knowing the impeccable character that he has served the country with, it will be more prudent to have him buried then after that the position, or leave that position as it is for the incoming administration. But you know, you find Judge Weah is making all these appointments. Others are saying in the public space that he's trying to cover up for his government, for audits and pending audits that may come in. You know, knowing fully well also the sanctions that has been levied against his officials in the past months and weeks. You know, when you look at the enormous wave of sanctions that are coming on those governments, like the finance minister Samuel Tuwe, you know, and the city mayor Jefferson Koji, and all of those guys, you know, those prominent guys that we are dependent on, are all being sanctioned. And we are hearing in the corridors of power that there are more sanctions on the way. Just right after President Weah's hand over power on the 22nd of January, there'll be more sanctions coming. What do you make up of this whole appointment and this whole Supreme Court halting the Musa Dean's ascendancy to the bench?
First of all, I am not sure that the president, His Excellency John Manuel Weah, loves Liberia.
Why would you say that?
I said this to say that if he loves Liberia, despite of losing the election, he will have known better that when you win election, you are about to take over the throne of that country from a succeeding president, and you know that all the would coming to the person that coming to succeed you, and you have no more time. Those appointments will not, because the essence of appointing people to work in government is to impact your administration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you have no more time that these people you want to appoint, that they can impact your administration. In fact, it was because of that when the transition team was set up from the president-elect and you had a John meeting, you were asked by the president-elect to put on halt to certain spending. In fact, establish a threshold. Because you know somebody coming to take over. And after a certain time, he agreed to that communication, but increased the threshold from 5,000 to 10,000. Okay? And beyond that, he wrote a letter and said that even the ongoing employment in the government should be halted. President Weah.
Right.
That was requested by the president-elect. Because I know our constitution is somehow fragile. Because those who wrote the constitution at the time, I'm very sure they wrote the constitution and left certain portion with the actors to use their sincere, honest mind at a particular time. So they were not definite. That's why the transition is kind of very polar. It needs to be addressed in future.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why would you want to appoint somebody who already is questioned by the public for his role play in the society as a chief security of the country for past 6 years?
Right.
This man could not address anything properly. Numerous killings went on. Professionals were killed in a present, and no blueprint, no corporate, nobody is caught to be prosecuted. That is impossible in Liberia, a country less than 6 million. You are presiding as a chief security. That kind of suspicious killing. Innocent civilians were killed.
Yeah, but are you surprised by Weah's nonchalant behavior over the years of not responding to crisis?
That's what I'm saying. He does not love the country.
Are you surprised by that?
And he does not love the country. That's why I say he does not love the country. So I just giving you the basic. And then you saw all of these things. This man had never, your chief security had never performed. He's questionable. In fact, people want to prosecute him. Recently on Dama issue between you and him, a citizen is crying. Dama was found in his area and then he losing it gradually. and he played a very major role in that drama. So if we have really loved this country, yes, he lose the election, but still, it was a still Liberian that unanimously voted him overwhelmingly all the time.
Yeah, but let me bring you back to the initial question, right? When it comes to the Supreme Court, when it comes to Musa Dane confirmation, the ball start with them, and it seems like from all indications from what the Unity Party has started by filing in the rate of prohibition, right? And with the trending events today, do you think that this is an uphill battle for Musa Dane's confirmation? Because if it starts right now, it has already begun with the Supreme Court itself. Before it even heads to the Senate for confirmation, time is of the essence, right? Because people are looking at, we have 21, 20, 22 days for the new administration to take over. And so here we are, the judiciary has halted.
Is it how many more days? 22 days? 2 days as well.
Today is the 3rd.
Then you have 19 more days.
Yeah, 19 more days. 19 more days. You're right. You know, when you look at those, that the time frame left with him, do you think this is actually going to be an uphill battle? Because if he cannot be clear, being clear is one aspect of it. Then moving him to the upper house, to the House of Senate for confirmation, will be another issue. Right?
Well, let me answer you in that regard. And I can tell you clearly that everything is possible in Liberia within 2-3 days for the kind of thing, given our past experience. You understand? Unless the Supreme Court want to now adjust their way of handling things for the Liberian people. But otherwise, the Supreme Court had done a lot of stuff in the past that did not go in the way of the citizen, but rather in the interest of the president that they were serving, which is not supposed to be so. That part of the Supreme Court, that branch supposed to be independent, supposed to be for the people. When issue come, it's not only the constitutionality you look at the what, the logic, and you look at the what, also the reasoning part of it. Is that reasonable to do it now? That's why the Supreme Court sometimes, when they make decisions, they come from every point. But once they have to do with the interest of the country, for the country to move forward for development, they make that decision necessarily. You understand? I know the president has a constitutional right, even within a 15 minutes to the time of turning over power can appoint, which is not necessary. Because I know as a leader, when you appoint, you want that leadership to impact your administration. Right. Because the man that coming to take over, he has a way of viewing the people he's going to employ. He got different yardstick. How you going to grade his employee? How you going to place them on job? Like JMB is talking about, you have to be scrutinized. You have to go through a committee for a professional job, like what they're going to give to Musa Deen in Samora locally. It's not a job they will just appoint you because you have accounting background, because you have taxation. No, they have to look at your criminal background. You understand? All of this stuff, they are part of the process.
Musa Deen is the one who was sanctioned by the U.S., right?
Who?
Musa Deen was sanctioned by the U.S., right?
Musa Deen, no, he had never been sanctioned. I don't know.
Which one of justices?
Oh, yeah, that was the Solicitor General or Selina Sifa.
Serena Cephas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sifa was sanctioned. But that it doesn't negate the fact that Musa Deen did not commit any crime that he needed not to be sanctioned. He needed to be sanctioned, but the people that do this sanction must get their own evidence, their fight before they do come up with a sanction.
In fact, from what I'm hearing, that there are a lot of rumors and accusations of him being involved into a lot of shady dealings when it comes.
Of course. Look, to being the head, the chief security of the country. Look at the 5 professional guys that were killed. It don't happen in the government since I was born in Liberia. They may have killed a lot of people, but group of professionals to just be eliminated, and nobody they ever called to say this person was responsible. It was a cover in the government. He knows about it. That killing was never starting with Mafia Ines, my friend and brother. We all graduated from the university. And you understand? He was strangulated, killed in the finance minister office. That is clear.
But Sylvester, when you look at the things, the strategy and the way we is moving about with things, with few days left for him to leave power, I see it as a distraction, because the government at this point is supposed to be moving in the direction of transferring power over, and which is very, very crucial right now. I think his government is supposed to be more focused in that direction, as in we have to clean our tables, our paperwork, and making sure that everything is done right in order to transfer power peacefully. But he's bringing another distraction to the table, right? With regards to this Musa issue, and the new guy at the LRA that he just nominated, all of that. I see all of that from my own personal perspective as a sign of distraction, to sway, to move the transitional team, in a different direction, while he creates cover up. Because this whole LRA thing, from what I'm hearing, right, it's a big, huge agency where a lot of revenue is raised for the country, and a lot of corruption took place over there.
Yeah, so
even from the mouth of John Malou, the LRA is huge when it comes to raising revenue for the country.
Well,
it's a focal point.
Let me say this to you, because I work with the GSC, and I was at the GSC when that portion of revenue generation for the government of Liberia was under the finance ministry, when it was never LRA. I was entered the GSC through our former boss, John Singbe Molu, the second, took part in many of the reforms so that they could have it as independent commission, as independent body, instead of being under the finance ministry directly. And that idea was being supported by international community, and it works. So that arm of the country is responsible wholly and solely for all revenues. I say all, besides maybe the loan we take and the financial aid we get from the international body. All revenue come through that. Imagine light tax, small tax, medium tax, indirect tax, you call custom, everything. That's where we get our money to support the budget for the entire year. Yeah. And we already have a lot of schematics within the revenue area. When you review the receipts, revenue from the other sources you have, you know that we are not even getting 60% of the total we should have received to support our budget. There are a lot of leakages within the revenue area. There are other areas we are hearing that certain largest taxes or owner of some companies, they don't pay taxes to LRA, but rather they pay to the president and every leadership that comes. And that is obvious. And those information are coming up to former Auditor General Malou and a lot of stakeholders in the financial area, so that right after from here, they can take some action to rescue the country. Because use the word rescue, you think it's only going to be from elections. The country needs to be rescued in a lot of areas, because our revenue base is in the hand of few people. Imagine if you don't know you will become president, you don't know that certain revenues will come to you, not coming to you, still going to certain people the outside.
Right.
So the idea of bringing Boakai, who is still, I think, Deputy Minister for Fiscal Affairs at the Finance Ministry, that has to do with the same revenue area. And at the peak, at the point of where Joseph Numa Boakai will be depending to find a lot of solution. Where you look at even past salary for civil servants almost 4 months, they refuse to pay them. That burden sooner or later will be turned over to what? To JMB. You're right when you said distraction. That's a rare word to use. So every plan Jawia and his administration are doing is let's do everything possible to strangulate the incoming government so that the Liberian people will know that I was doing my best. I understand. But you forget to know that you are playing with professional, experienced people coming to take over. You have executive power. If you did not know how to use your executive power professionally, you're going to see. Even if they confirm these two people, let's say, for instance, they confirm Somera will locally. The higher you stay over the 3 months or 4 months, you're going to get out. Too many ways to get up. Too many ways.
So this leads to what the current administration is saying, that there will be a lot of witch hunting taking place. Others might disagree, right, with what's happening. And, this is Africa, whether you like it or not. The truth to it is, when you are a sitting president and you are coming, they call you Mr. Clean, to clean the system. Your life in itself is at risk.
Yeah.
Your life is at risk. So I'm very much concerned as to the security apparatus around Joseph Numa Boakai that protects him. The security apparatus that will be responsible for protecting the very director of the LRA, all these areas that will be prosecuting the GAC and all of that stuff, right? Whether you believe it or not, it happens not just in Liberia, but around the world. When you come in to clean the system, these guys will take it personal, as in you're taking food off the table, not knowing that the food they put on their table is not food that belongs to them. It's food that is stored from the Liberian people. So as a result, they try to devise strategies and ways to get rid of that administration. This is the essence why so many coups takes place in Africa, right? Leaders comes with good heart and good intention, trying to help the country. But then there are those who are against that, and they will devise every means possible to destroy that. So part of my concern, and because I'm on a platform, I want to raise it, is who are the security? The very EPS that protects George Weah right now, I don't trust them. Because during the days of the campaign, there were EPS that wore party t-shirts, CDC coalition t-shirts. These are government officials, state security that's supposed to be neutral. They are there to protect everything that is in the best interest of the state. But if they were wearing party t-shirts with a pistol, a gun in their hand, and cover up with an EPS jacket or t-shirt or shirt on, man, that's a sheep in clothes woven, a wolf in sheep clothing, right there. I would not have those kinds of people. They need to be vetted. They need to be retrained. But to me, by the U.S.
Okay, so let me share my idea on that. I agree with you. That concern you're raising, but let me go back. 1979, Turbo was killed when they overthrew Turbo, yeah?
Yeah.
Turbos were overthrown all because Turbo came out of the Tourist Party as a person that came to reconcile the country and also bring everybody to work in government, whether you come from Balatra, whether you come from Lofa County, what have you. That was his plan when he was serving as vice president. It was not a good style of leadership for the Congo, particularly those that believe in internment. They said that Turbo was the kind of progressive person. Instead, they didn't expect him to be that way. So when Turbo took over, his man was to elevate Liberia to the higher level. And Some of us were small, but we saw what he started doing. Government of inclusion, extending Liberia to all of the counties. The presence of leadership was felt in every country, in every county, in every district. But one thing he forgot to do was to understand that his own people, the Congo, they didn't like what he was doing. A group of them, the next plan they had was to eliminate him, because Liberia's situation is a complex situation that I know. Over 40 years now, I've been following it. If you can do better, you come and condemn all of us, and you come with a good intention that you want to do better, we'll come after you to get rid of you. JMB is aware of that. He is fully aware of what the situation is like in Liberia. By the grace of God, people's eyes are open. It's not like before, like we talk about in the 70s and the rest of it. People are very wise, very smarter than before. 1, 2, you just said something that I have to talk about when it comes to EPS, those who were politically identified. Thank God they wore their shirt that people saw them. But yet there were professionals among the EPS who were assigned with OPON. They were professionals. Trust me. While they were there, they were communicating outside with people. You see, most of the information that used to come in the circle of Jawuya, where did the information used to come from? Not everybody ever liked what Jawuya was doing as president.
What brings the integrity to the institution, though?
Yes. So there are a lot of people who were not satisfied. Mind you, the president-elect, by the time he takes power, that entire system will be reshuffled. He will bring in people that he see very loyal. And those who are not being loyal, you're right. Some of them will go for retraining because they broke the protocol. There was no reason for you to wear what? A party t-shirt. I don't care, because it's not part of our orientation, our tradition.
Can you imagine the Secret Service here in the United States during the campaign wearing a Republican t-shirt under, and is there to protect the president?
Yeah.
Or the Democrat side, or whatsoever? Can you imagine what that? They will get fired right away.
You will get fired.
They will get relieved of their
get
position.
fired. And now, but what happened under Jawuya regime is not only the EPS, even the police. Some police who were loyal to CDC, who got employment in the police. In fact, I talked to several police guys. I could tell you 80% of the police were never supporting Jawuya because of the way he treated the police. Most of those guys who got employed in the past, who got sufficient training, were silent and brought in the new ball and made them chiefs. They were wearing white t-shirt all over. I mean, look, you don't do that. And as a result, you got the police very poor functional. They could not do their job. They were under in the street. They will see something happening. They don't take action. You saw what happened in Foya. The police did not act because it was in one man's pocket. So what you said is good to raise that concern, and I'm very sure that those that are very close to the president-elect, I know you can read and follow all those things. I know you have some idea, but it's very key to take a very serious step towards structuring his security, building security, because corruption, that war corruption, it damaged every society, every country. No country in the world had developed because they were involved in corruption. Liberia, some of us remain resolute in speaking against corruption. It will not change up because of corruption that a lot of people that have left Liberia seeking greener pasture in other countries, doing all kinds of things to survive. But our country, those of us who went to school there, who saw the little resources we have, if we utilize the resources better, we can live better, only to come here for education or travel on vacation or what have you. But today, everybody is looking for greener pasture everywhere because Liberia is being handled by wicked people, greedy people who only want to see themselves rich. So this war that JMB had declared against corruption, the next Auditor General will be well protected. You're right. All those that are going to be around investigating criminals, because I understand suggestion on the board that they should form a special code, and I'm support of that. We can use the jury system to prosecute the criminals. We have to have a special code to fast track some of those cases. Yeah.
So you think that is the best option?
Yeah, we have to have a committee responsible to investigate, because beside the GSC and the LSCC, all the anti-graft institutions, you need to form a committee also to work with them to make sure that they fast track investigating and they do also asset recovery, because these guys have stolen our money. They have built gigantic buildings. How difficult it is to note that Honorable Fala has stolen much money. When we look at the asset he has available, I don't care what people say, which one, but that will be the order of the day. Prosecute the people so that people that will come to government will know that, hey, if you do it next time, they will come after you. That's what we're talking about.
So let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. If a government official was to be paid certain amount, with benefits and all of those things, what would you suggest should be like a minister or members of the House of Senate? Because if you see these guys, especially those in a house, are buying $50,000 vehicles, right? $60,000 vehicles. You and I know the kind of vehicles they drive. The QX60s, Nissans, or Infinities and stuff, Land Cruisers and stuff. You and I know the prices of those vehicles. And you look at the environment they live in. It's so contradicting. You can see the corruption very clear. You can see the disparities very, very clear. Right? What will be for the sake of the country to turn the tide around for the best interest of everyone and everybody, so everybody can have a little piece, a little good piece of Mama Liberia? What would be the best salary you would recommend for a minister of labor, a minister of finance, minister of agriculture, something that someone would take?
Yeah, okay. So that's a very good question. The first thing is not only the salary you should look at. There are two things that are affecting the budget: the salary and the capital expense. The vehicles you just talk about. You understand? In my mind, I was thinking the other time, I say if I had a chance to be on around the president-elect for any financial, I would tell him strictly, I say, Mr. President, please cut down costs for Liberia. The only way you succeed so easily, even if you want to have money to invest in agriculture, to invest in health, to invest in education, to invest in roads, you have to manage cost. What do I mean? We don't need a 60,000 or 70,000 car for minister. We don't need now. Let's take it for 3 years and see how our economy can recover. Even if we have a budget of 1 billion, because we're targeting that, it does not mean we should be buying cars that was 70,000 for any minister. And we also need to change the policy. We buy the car, every minister will take responsibility to pay for it, or will give you your salary, you buy your own car. Yeah. So in that way, I can say a minister can take 7,000 for me. If, for instance, you want to buy your own car, you understand? If you move all the taxes, that may be 5,000 plus home. You understand?
Right.
I think that should be a benchmark for not only for Minister of Agriculture, for Minister of Finance. It should go across the board. Once the qualification and the competency is there, those people have it before they place them on job. But it's not only at the executive level. Can we talk about legislature, because that's government? We talk about the judiciary as well. Exorbitant spending in the two branches as well, beside the executive. Why would lawmaker be making 15,000? Why? Or even 12,000? Why? You say you're going to represent your people. They work for a representative. I always say this. Even when they brought that, what they call, what kind of project, legislative project, There's nothing in our constitution that talk about legislative project. You have a right to visit your people on weekend or vacation or while all the time, and you have agricultural vacation.
You know the troubling part about that is when a lawmaker is given 200 gallons of gas a month, and they are not even visiting their constituency.
Thank you. Some people are ready,
or they only visit their constituency one time in a month.
Yeah.
And they are given 200 gallons, 150 gallons, 200
across the board
a month. Yeah.
Yeah, people in Maserati, let's say take the 17.
These are us.
The 17, 18, 19 lawmakers in Maserati.
And so they're using that gas, and fueling it to their local boys to sell gas in the street. That's what they're selling. The government is selling lawmakers.
So there are a lot of overhaul that the president-elect, needs to do within that budget. Even though in consultation with the lawmaker, because now it has become custom within a short time, the kind of benefit. Call the leadership, because under the law, the lawmakers are charged with the responsibility to make their salary. They are charged with the responsibility to make the president and the vice president's salary. But they're doing it with eye conscience, with eye showing love to the citizens that elect them. Their budget is the most minimum budget we have. Even Salem budget should be bigger than our budget. We are operating below 1 billion. Then a lawmaker making that huge sum, then we benefit. What are you talking about? Gas.
It's to me, it's a simple financial crash course. If you tend to live like the Joneses, you live above your means, you suffer. When you're making $500 or $1,000 a month, but your expenditures are $2,000, it just doesn't make sense. You're going to struggle. You're going to suffer. That is what Liberia continues.
Yeah, but the government needs to take steps towards that, because you see,
right.
Yeah, but look, right. Let me give you the history. The salary for lawmaker was around 1,500. I saw it during the interim government. It was during Ellington that they put that money all the way to 15,000. It was not there. A lawmaker was making barely 2,000. And the government, they used to buy them cars. That was the only thing I used to see. I saw it during the interim government, because they succeeded that spending from the power regimes to the place of during the 2003, 2004. You understand? So anytime they started building, I remember 2009, 2010.
$15,000, that's just insane, ridiculous, too much.
Yeah. I remember 2009, 2010, when the then speaker, who just got elected as senator from Bombi, suggested that, look, the president is having project, the so-called president project. What can we put in the budget? They call it legislative project. The first amount they put in that budget was $2 million, and they distributed 22,000. But then that was at the GSC. It was that money. Remember, the late Eugene used 22,000 and bought zinc. I think 75 bundles of zinc. He cared to distribute to the people. And then our people were saying, oh, the boy, he using his money to go buy and something for the citizen. I told the people, were not his money. That was the money that they budgeted to give it to them so that they can do special project for you people. And then when the late Eugene heard I was talking about that, he called his friends then from GSC that, I was discussing him in FOIA, they should talk to me. And somebody called me from the GSC, say, my man, stop. I said, why? Let our people know where the money comes from. And now today, here we are. We are discussing everything outside, and we need to discuss it. So even the
government is not secret. Government is open.
Even
government should be open.
Yeah, even the present president-elect, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, if he said and don't question the way spending are done in the budget and just remain that, he has a very good intention, but he can't.
Isn't that why they call it government of the people for the
people? I can say clear, man, that he will not succeed. I'm not saying because the too many jobs he has to do, and he needs resources, so he has to cut down costs. The spending for the legislature should be cut down. The spending for the judiciary should be cut down. And the executive aware, when you cut the money, then you put the money into area that will benefit the citizen. Roads, hospital, agriculture. we need to invest more in agriculture to see how we can empower our farmers.
Mm-hmm.
That will create more jobs. Just on the other time on Spoon TV, the guy was discussing, but none of them could really explain how JMB can handle Liberia in the midst of there's too many political parties that have joined him, and in terms of his supporters, whether or not the CEO has, will JMB find job for his Unity Party supporters? And the question, yes, not only the Unity Party supporters, those are qualified. Even the other people.
But the rule is laid out. It's based on competency.
Yes, even if it is
not just competent, you must be willing to produce results.
Yeah, this is what we
need. Results is what Liberia and Liberians need.
Sam, that's what I have to say about that. So we don't have to use the government to employ everybody in the government. JMB first 1 year should focus on developing the private sector. You hear in America, when the Republican win, what happened? They put a Republican in their government in a high key position. But it does not affect, even though that campaign for them, some Republicans who did not go to government, because there is a private sector that pay more than even those in government.
Right.
You see that? So that should be the concentration of JMB. There were most people who will be crying, oh, no job, no job. You don't need to go in ministry. You don't need to go to agency. But in the next 3, 4, 5 years, if the private sector started making, start booming, what will happen? People will be less concerned about going to work in ministry, because you go in the private sector, they pay you $200, $300. You go to work with government, they go pay you $100. Which one you will want? You understand?
Before we digress, because I want to take us back to this aspect of the security aspect that we're discussing. Since we're already on this in this line of the accountability, the monetary, the management aspect of it, I personally, as a businessman, you can disagree with me. I feel like this monopoly, this way of monopolizing the government, is what has hurt Liberia over the years. Instead of opening the business, the country to private sector, as in people who have the means and the ability and the money that want to invest into the country should come into the country. Once they meet, governmental rules and standards like everyone else. But wherein you monopolize, you're giving one person, like the days of Charles Cllr and Amos Sawyer and whatever with Bridgeway Corporation, where they were the only one that had monopoly in bringing rice into the country, right? That caused, because what happens in that case is, if there's a breakdown or someone wants to profit so much, they halt rice is missing off the market, and as a result, prices goes up. The price of rice, knowing that rice is the number one staple food for Liberians. So I hope that the incoming president-elect, Numa Boakai, will have a full understanding of that. Open the market. Well, there's a free market system, to me, like here in the US. If I don't want to go to Walmart, I can go to Sam's Club, or go to Costco, or shop on eBay, or Amazon, and get the same product wherever it's cheap at the same value, though. It's valuable, it's good, but I can get it somewhere, wherever I want to get it. That's a free market system. Liberia will grow rapidly. Why can't we do that? Why? What is it? You are in the accounting area. You are in that field. Why is it that, you guys haven't suggested that over the years? And it has hurt Liberia?
No, let me say that it depends who is the president. And one other thing I can tell you is that the market, we are under capitalist system, which So it left with how the president-elect going to approach it. But I can tell you clear, let's go to the agriculture, where I feel that will easily help the president-elect to absorb a lot of unemployed citizens, qualified ones. Okay? Let's look at LPMC. There are a lot of people don't know the work of LPMC, but under Joseph Numa Boakai time as LPMC head, Liberia boom. decide, quote unquote, because what we believe in most is rice. LPMC one, the agent, by that time, the rice was not being sold by Lebanese. LPMC were bringing rice to Liberia. Up to 1989, you remember, even when Doda, LPMC was selling rice, but by that time, the rice price had gone up. So there was much regulation on rice, and rice were always on the market when JMB was there. Besides that, LPMC worked with the farmers because LPMC was like an agent go internationally to seek support how to get a market. The cocoa, the coffee, you remember those days? People from Cllr used to take their coffee, they smoke it into Liberia through the border to bring it to Liberia because the way we were buying the kilo or the pound for cocoa and coffee were higher than sterling in Guinea. So what happened is that LPMC had enough commodity to meet her supply on the world. But since then, succeeding regime have come and they pay low on how they can revamp that sector that will help farmers. Okay. Then when you come to the other era where private citizens will have the time to invest in the market. One of the things that killed the spirit of Liberian investing in Liberia under various regimes had taxes. You can't believe it. When you were importing, when I say importing or exporting, you used to carry a container to Liberia. Yeah. You know what happened to you?
Yeah, the tariffs.
The tariff.
Which is still affecting a lot of people.
The amount you're going to pay to government, you will have to go to what? To the guy they call brokers. They will charge you even more than what you're going to pay to government. That bureaucracy. You understand? All that kind of bureaucracy needs to be well reduced.
Just make the system so simple.
Make it simple. And make sure that
transparent, and it benefits everyone though.
Yeah. No investor in any way should pay money to anybody in cash. They should carry that money straight in the revenue account and only go carry that paper for processing. You understand? That will ease them.
Man, you will not believe this.
Yes. And let me, before I can call it down, let me give you another example. One of the things that stopped investors going to Liberia under even the regime was that when you go to Liberia, you want to invest like 50 million, 70 million, you have to use 10 to 15 million to share it all over before you can start that business. You understand? Before you can get people to say you want to invest. My God, what should that be? If the investor come, the first thing, the more investors that come in the country that invest, the more revenue. If you don't have a financial idea, the more money you receive because those who want to be working, you're going to call their income tax from there. That's how America survive.
Besides that, Sylvester, look next door, Ghana. What got Ghana to where it is today? It's because they prioritize their citizens. That a citizen, a born citizen of Ghana should be the one who owns the land, who should be in front of businesses. If you come as a foreigner and you want to open a business, you should use either a citizen. You know, they prioritize their people. They want it because when the people that own the country do better, the country does better.
Yeah.
That's it. But if you take all the lucrative part of the government, all the meat part, all the juicy part, you give it to the foreigner. The foreigner is coming to enrich themselves, and they take the money and they go back to their country. And they send it back. Who loses? Liberia loses. It's just common sense. At the Freeport of Monrovia, when you and I were talking about taxes, I remember this incident, one incident when I had my container to clear at the port. Man, I'm going through this bureaucracy in the system. I pay all whatsoever required processing. And my man, just for signature, the man sitting there, they said, the ink dry, his pen dry. I need to buy his ink. He said, I'm going to buy his pen. So I thought I didn't have the full understanding, right? I had just started shipping nearly. So I had my pen in my jacket. I took out my pen all that day. You know what it said? Oh, it said, the man just come here. Yeah, he said, man, just come here. I can't believe it. My man. So I refused. My broker had to say, Chief, go outside. I will take you to the restaurant and go sit down there. I can't clear the container for you. Because I refused to bribe the man.
Okay.
I said, I paid what was due. All that was required was his signature. Why you can't sign? Why do I have to bribe you to sign something I paid for that the government required? The man said, the man just come in. The man know when the man stand here, he spend 1 day or 2 days here just for his signature. Then he will understand the system. You see what I'm talking about? That is what Joseph Nima Boakai has to fight, because the culture of corruption is ingrained in the society. They see it as a normal way of behavior, as a normal life.
Yeah.
They see it as a normal life.
They see it as a normal culture, a normal life. You said correct, because you're talking about when you tie the goat, there where the goat eats. That's why JMB made some fun out of it. The other time when he went to talk to the people at one of the district 17, he said the goats that we have, they said they have a parable that say where you tie the goat, that there where the goat eats. But see, the goat will eat and eat, even the steak they tie them on. It was funny, but that's true. You eat, and the people have a parable. You eat until you eat to your elbow.
You lick your whole elbow.
You lick the whole elbow. We know. I was telling somebody in some chat room that corruption cannot end, but it can be limited. It can be reduced. Even in America, here, there is corruption.
There is. Yeah, I agree with you.
Otherwise, in the financial era, I can tell you so many factors why there is corruption. You see, one of the things the American people fought hard and got rid of to reduce corruption was the circulation of cash in people's hands to carry transaction for government. Cash, by its nature, it has what we call inherent risks.
It's immoral. It's very tempting.
Yeah, we call it inherent risks. Meaning it is with us. Anytime you get cash to somebody, anytime the person mark can change to take somebody money to do something, let me borrow person money and take their action.
Well, look at the power of cash. When you have cash and you go somewhere to go buy, you have the cash. You're counting the Benjamin Franklin, clean $100 bill. You ask for the price, Fuller Mail or Madingo Mail, whatever. Once they see it, you think they were going to let it go?
No, they can't let it go. Do everything possible to
do whatever it takes to drop that price down, just so they can get it. They're not going to let it go. That's why the raw cash.
That's what the West did. They did, by making sure that no transaction for government should be in money. It should only be through system, paper or work or system. Then of course,
the danger to that though. The sad part when it comes to here, like in the US, and what we are championing too. When everything is invisible, it's not in our eyes. The cash is not there. For you to release the cash, the physical cash, hard. But when you have it in the form of a credit card or bank card, debit card, you can easily spend it.
Yeah.
Very easy. Because you're not seeing it. You're just seeing it. Oh, that's why you see a typical American, majority are in debt. Majority, most. In fact, the debt ratio has risen this year so high.
Yeah, but that's not the only factor.
For the past year.
No, let me tell you now. We don't don't count it from that point. Part of the reason we are in debt is that because of how we call inflation is one of the points. Because the way we used to spend for goods now, we spend the triple or 5 different times. So, and there are some goods you are compared, you need it. Whether you like it, you need it. They are very inelastic to your life.
Yeah, but I get it. The comparison I'm trying to have you is the raw bill, $100 bill, and the one that is in the card, in the debit card. I'm not seeing. I can see the raw one more than someone who is trained to see the other one through the paper. Financially disciplined, as in the one I'm spending in this debit card or bank card, is the same as the one that is raw in my physical hand. So the same decisions that you're making should be tangible, should be concrete. when you're spending either of those, right? So, but it will help. I agree with you. It's going to help Liberia if Liberia transition.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
this from this cash business to paper or bank card, debit card, or voucher payment and stuff like that, check system.
That was one of the things that we did at the GSC. That government of Honor Ellen Johnson Sirleaf listened to our recommendation when former John Malu was at the GSC. Removing salary payment from check to bank account. That all civil servants should open their accounts. It helped government save a lot from there. I know the payroll in Liberia is still terrible.
The printing of the checks alone.
It was terrible.
The printing of the checks alone, the cost.
At the time it was in check, people got rich. They call what they call ghost checks.
The ghost checks.
People used to change money. They used to be around finance minister there. There were guys, in fact, one of them became representative in Bapuru, and that boy was one of those who bought checks. They played guy money, got rich.
Yeah. Do you know how crazy that is affecting Liberia with those ghost checks?
Yeah.
You know, names that are on a payroll that someone that has died 10 years, 15 years, 20 years.
Yeah, it's still rolling.
Yeah, it's still rolling out.
And
besides that, collecting pay.
Yeah. Besides that, you have certain payroll. For instance, you go to education, you go to Sino, they'll tell you that Sino has 156 high school when Sino only have 3 high school. So all the rest of the school, they are ghost schools, high school, and they have salary for all of the teachers for these schools. These are ghost checks. Who handle them? Where do they go? You
know, you and I work here, and when you get employed and you sign up for direct deposit to your account, that saves the company so much paperwork issue.
Yeah.
As in the day of your pay, before you work out the next morning, it's executed.
Yeah, money in your account.
Money in your account. All you have to use it. It's like what you know how to go withdraw the cash or use it on your debit card, whatever. It will save the country. It will cut a lot. There's people writing, check printing and mailing and processing and having people stand in long lines to go cash their checks to get their own money. You stand in line all day for hours. It will cut down a lot. And I hope that the Joseph Newman Boakai administration would take, full note of that. Full note of that. But that brings me back to this initial topic that we started discussing, which has to do with the security apparatus of the country. And it concerns me, and it should also concern any well-meaning Liberian, especially for the coming inauguration. Remember, some part of a month ago, there was a young man after that incident that took place on Broad Street in front of the party headquarters that ran into the truck and killed so many people and wounded so many as well. Another video surfaced. Broad day, another young man that had threatened, the peace and stability.
I saw him
of the country on the very day of the inauguration that is coming up. And I will continue to blow and sound that alarm. That is why this platform is for. We will continue to sound that alarm because we have not heard anything from the joint security, from the government, whether that individual has been apprehended. Because that is
apprehended. He was apprehended. I saw him.
Yeah. If that is done here in America, that's trouble. Because we have the video.
Recording. Yes. Ready? Let me see if on recording there. Okay.
Why say?
Yes. So that brother, your inauguration day. Inauguration day. If you have people panel together again, we will march in your with trailer now. Let's not jeep. So we care as a brother be there. That's never we care. You're a civilian. I'm a civilian. Can't lower my career. Can't see we have photos. We are also. Okay. We the one we care as a.
So I want to call for the fire accident, right?
Yeah, I don't want kidding.
All right.
When you hear these kinds of stuff in the society, it's on video. That's evident.
Okay.
The evidence
let me correct myself. I thought you were talking about the guy that did the actual incident.
No, not the one.
This guy, I am not aware if they have ever called him to the police station. Whether arrest or not, he needs to be called by security because these statements are troubling. And
they are troubling. Thank you.
The regime is known for that. They're doing what they can do, and I believe it because of what they believe in doing is the one that caused the Liberian people to vote against them. So now, President Weah and his supporters, I can say they are frustrated, but they shouldn't be frustrated because, hey, people have the right to give you vote. People have the right to take back their vote another time. I also see that frustration leading to the president and the vice president, where we almost have 75, 76 presidents that have died in total.
I was going to bring that in the next one.
Of the president, I have not heard the role of the president in that incident, but I saw the vice president, Her Excellency Joa Hawa, stopping by shortly, and then she was en route to a program that has to do with the pump somewhere in some community.
Can you imagine that? Though?
Yeah, something that called 2,500.
Even this going election that voted in favor of Weah.
Yeah, and she come from there. Yeah, but you know, let discuss that issue small. You see that lady? I gotta know her 1995. When I was in Banga, stopping with my little brother Sagbori, he was one of the commanders for Cllr. I was stopping Far East. So when people were talking about Joa Hawa, comparing Joa Hawa with our vice president-elect, I said they are far two different presidents. The vice president-elect, all the time I was around the MPFL time. I didn't know him. He was little. He was somewhere that nobody could know him. He was not active president in the kind of killing that was going on. But Joa Hawa got married in 1995 in the Methodist church in Banga to a rebel leader that was killing people, and she had bodyguards around her with arms. They were going all around free while other people were being killed and what have you. So people will say Joa Hawa was free from some of the killing that was going on. No. When you are a wife to a rebel leader, you saw all of that, then you came down in the rebel control area and got married to him. Then you think you are free? Is that free? So that woman is more than a rebel. Let me say this clear. Joa Hawa. And then making her vice president over a country that suffer from that war. And then people will come and say, Joa Hawa, so this is like this is like this. She's not a peace-loving Liberian. But she doesn't love people.
So what I'm driving at is the human feeling, the human nature.
Oh, but the feeling I'm talking about now.
What is right for every human to do, right? When I look at this incident that just took place with over 70 people that have been buried so far, that have died out of it, this incident, I can't play the video because I cannot even stand it as
I don't
a
like
normal
to see
person watching
the action. I don't like to see it.
Right? These are the people running in fire, fired.
So pity.
People die, and people are still dying.
But still dying.
And you are still the father of the nation. Josh Weah.
And no. And people say he's peaceful, he loves you, we don't have problem.
And not only Josh Weah, but Joy Howard Taylor that during the days they just ended the election, he pleaded to the people of Bon, his people, to vote in favor of George Weah the way the people of the Southeast did. And the Bon people did that, right? And also, when you look at the mother of the nation, who is the wife to our president, George Weah, Cllr Weah is nowhere to be found to comment. You have a child, you have children, you mentor other children. Just the role of a father. Not forget about being the president, but being human. Just let's put the heart of the presidency one side. Just wear the heart of being human, who you are, to see another fellow man, fellow brother, a country man, Liberian, child, children were all among them. in this kind of scenario, devastated, losing lives. And you cannot make a comment. You cannot come to their aid because you still have the power, the helm of power. You still have that order, that authority, right? You have the authority to appoint people, though, but you don't have the authority to open the budget to help these people, to help these dying people.
No, but not that you need to open the budget. Every budget of the country, every year we have emergency portion in the budget.
Look at this picture. You will see a child that is probably about 10, children right there.
Yeah.
These are children. Pregnant women all dying, sir. And you cannot comment.
So then I ask you a question.
The incoming, according to what I heard, the incoming president, Joseph Nima Boakai, paid a visit there and gave about 10 million Liberian dollars. 10 million. When you convert that, that's over 50,000 US dollars. And that's good. He's not even in power yet, though.
But you know what the sedition
he's not even in power. He's done that.
Sam.
Mm-hmm.
That gesture, that contribution the president-elect did for the people that got killed by the fire over there. You know what the other people from the other side? Oh, you're not in power. He say he didn't have money. Where is he getting that money from? I want to use the platform to say to the Liberian people, our concern should not be driven to people who are not taking government money. They are not in government, but the life they live. Our concern should be about people who took government position and we knew who they were, and then right away we start seeing them increasing in wealth and wealth and wealth. That should be our concern. GMB are not taking power. He's not taking, beside his salary you are taking as a former vice president. He got a private life to live. How you think GMB did not have money? How you think he managed to sponsor his elections? Not even one time, 2 times. His goodwill, his friends, the network he built when he was living, working as vice president with other friends. Today he is president. You think when people see this good friend over across the world, they will not come to him and say, Mr. President, you are elected, you get money, please hold it and go and spend it for the people? Is that bad? Is that something that people should query? Huh? But anyway, I think people should be prepared to listen to all kinds of saying, but what some of us will remain to speak about, when people go in government, they steal, we should talk about it. Because the resources belong to all of us. It doesn't belong to one person. That one hurt me. Yeah, people ask me, you hate that person? Yeah, if I even hate those who steal from government, I got right to hate them because they are taking what belongs to all of us. Why do you think I will not hate you? You make me to go without food. You make me to go without school fee to pay my children's school fee. Then I should like you? Sam, have you seen that kind of person? Do you have any reason to like somebody like that? Your father left property, but your brother who they say let the property be in hand to make sure that all of you guys share, will take everything and just use it as he will. Will you like him? Look, I don't pretend. I will say I hate him. I will tell you it. Because what belongs to us, that's what you talk. That what makes me to hate you. So let Liberian people know that we hate criminals. I don't hate them because God created them, but I hate them because they are stealing what belongs to us. They're causing hospitals down. They're causing no road. They're causing hunger. People living without food. My people, we should tend to hate people that steal from government and love people that come to face the system. We should work with those that want to face the system, but not with people that have stolen. That we are in a group. They are not showing love. Now he's mad. He's not going to Boakai to speak to the people that voted him over us, over the Unity Party. Over 80% almost dying. You can't even show humanity. You can't go there. Then your vice president who come from there, from Boakai, showing no love. Then you think your own right mind, if that would have happened to your children. There's some playing football in America or in Europe. God forbid anything happened to him. I know you will cry, you will feel bad. Because the people children die over there. They are Liberian. I don't like to see that picture. I cry because look, it's painful. You know, fire, when you and myself used to be grown up in the interior, when the bush burned, you go barefoot, that fire, that last something, even the canna that got hot and touch your under your feet.
And these people have first degrees, third degree, fourth.
Oh my God!
Degree burns. They have it. That's what's.
I mean, I don't like to see that thing. I feel bad.
And because of the poor healthcare facilities, the wounds are so exposed, and because of the exposure, it's killing them more. They are being infected, you know, because there's nothing put in place to handle this kind of crisis.
If you even survive, man, Sam, if you even survive with that burn, 3rd degree, how are you going to live? How are you going to live? You know, how burn can hurt. You know.
So that takes us to our last topic, which has to do with the media, the role of the media in the Boakai's administration. So we can get out of here. I decided to bring this topic, and I'm going to keep ranking this until the Joseph Nyuma Boakai administration takes over, until we can see how they are going to structure the media, because there are things that are happening. And sometimes when you talk about it, someone will say, oh, you are envying another media platform, another media network, blah, 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 this and that. But wherein if there is a program being held and only one media institution is called, among the midst of many credible, registered, tax-paying media institutions, and only one is favored. To me, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's why I'm trying to sound this alarm ahead of time, that if the Joseph Nyuma Boakai administration is going to do better, they have to play a level playing field when it comes to the media, irrespective, even those who are their critics, right? Those of us who are independent as well, and those who are working in their favor. You cannot just take those who are working in your favor. You have to play that level playing field, because if an institution is registered with the Ministry of Information and they pay their taxes to the government, and another institution, but then when there comes participation or coverage and only one institution is being favored, that everybody else, you know, cannot go or participate, or they are not being informed, you know, that's a problem to me. I take that, you know, somehow personal. The transitional body that was set up for updating the public about the events and stuff took place today. Only one network was there to cover that. What about the other people? And that network was picked up. Where is the media department of that transitional team that's supposed to alert and let all the other media institutions? It's left with them, but they need to do these media institutions due diligence, right? As in, we are having so event or release coming up. Come on over. If that institution doesn't send their representative or they assign representative, it's left with them. But for one institution, one information flow from one institution, you begin to stifle yourself. You begin to hurt yourself and shoot yourself in the foot. And we will not sit by and allow the new incoming administration to do that. Because if they do that, we'll call them to book. Anybody, especially these online media institutions, can easily bypass the system by not registering to the government. Because I can sit here in America and go live on my show. I don't have to pay taxes. I don't have to register. You can't stop somebody with a cell phone from watching me, right? But if I take upon myself as a good citizen to establish and register an institution and pay taxes, I think you should give us that due diligence and respect, and afford that to us. And I'm speaking on behalf of other legal institutions, registered institutions in the country. And that is what Joseph Nyuma Boakai is supposed to do. Because the media played a very, very, very important role to the election of Joseph Nyuma Boakai. if the minute he forgets about that, his favorability, he will begin to lose steam. The media, he cannot, there's no way anybody can deny that. The media played a very vital role when it comes to Joseph Newman Boakai's election. And it's not one media institution that played that role. So I hope those who are there, along the Joseph Newman Boakai administration, those who are coming, or Amos Twe, the party chair Luther Tape, Mo Ali, all those guys, I hope you guys are hearing some of us, because sooner or later we'll take offense and we'll call you guys to book. I hope you guys have. You know, where's the other guy that's along with the president most of the time? He's a former media guy too.
Eugene.
No,
Eugene.
No, not Eugene. He's always with it. I just forgot his name. Just froze out of my head. He's always with it. Vice President elect. But anyway, I hope they all are hearing us. Yes, we know that all fingers are not equal. There are institutions that they move. There are other institutions that were in the countryside fighting hard and did their utmost best. Right? So if you take one today, when that one turn against you tomorrow, then you got nobody to fight for you. And in the world of politics, you don't play your cards like that. Yes, today you may favor one, but if you push the other ones away, and that one that you favor turns against you tomorrow, like Henry Costa did, it becomes a different war. That's how it is. So I'm sounding this alarm ahead of time. The media need to be balanced in our reporting. Now that the political part of it, the politics part of it, elections has come and gone, you know, we need to be more real, more factual, unbiased in our reporting. We need to cover events and stories that will bring the good image, that will pin Liberia to the world better. Because part of the role of the media institutions in this country, they don't just destroy and do all kinds of evil or bad stuff that's happening in America on the world stage. No, you find them reporting more in the best interest of America than the bad stuff that's happening in the streets in America. There's a lot of bad that takes place in America, the bad stuff, but you don't hear it internationally. Well, our media institutions in Liberia and Africa at large tend to do this. We want to promote more evil, more bad than the good. We cover the good that is happening. There's a lot of good that's happening in the country. In as much bad is happening, there's more good. I just wanted to talk that. I don't know your contribution on the role of the media.
So on the issue of the media role in the Boakai's administration, first thing I would advise is that the media should remain independent, because you know the definition and the way people see the media as a white door of the society, unless that many of those independent media institutions. I think that's one of the things I gave you respect, because you are investing and supporting your own independent media you have. You're not being supported by anybody. Whatever cause.
It's simple, because once you do that, you put yourself in their pocket, though.
Yeah, you're doing everything to take care of your staff, even in Liberia and the rest of it. And I don't know how you manage, but you're doing it. That which many media, they're not doing. They open the outlet only to get money. I remember the deep part of the system, a lot of those Facebook media that didn't even register, but they were here singing song for him. They were receiving 10,000 almost every month, you know, just to promote the agenda of the criminal cartel system in Liberia. If you have a media like yours, you remain independent, you follow activity, even though we're in campaign at one way, you said something that you told Sir, but that was your right as Simon. But now JMB is elected as president. Immediately he takes over, he will be the president for all Liberians. In that way,
and that's why that's when we actually will hold his feet to the fire.
Yeah, in that way, you are no longer campaigning, or I'm not even coming on program that day. And once I'm not in government, deeply, even if I'm in government, I'm not a spokesperson for government. I'm not going to speak, but in a mode that I'm stay free, I'm not going to defend any wrong thing that will be done by the government. We discuss it at Liberian because we want to see Liberia better for everybody. Let me be straight on this. Because we have suffered, we have cried. This is our last bus stop for some of us from my age. Because my hope in JMB to be better president, to do better, given his style of life, the education, his experience, is too huge. If I'm disappointed, it means I cannot trust no other person again until I can leave. I can't trust people in Liberia in politics again until I can go away. Because why?
The politicians are never trusted.
Yes.
Politicians no, I can trust him.
I can hold him.
But they can do their best.
Yeah, I can no. I know how to grade my people. I know how I'm going to grade him. I know how to grade people.
Right.
It's not 100%. Not everything is going to be done. There are most important things that we care for. If these things are done, there are a lot of things will be done by themselves. But let me tell you, in running government or a system, they got pillars. When you make these pillars, or other activities, you think they can quickly be done by themselves without you even giving instruction. Let me tell you, when you lay the policy and you start implementing that policy, that policy got a lot of things that can go further that you don't even see happening. Even churches, do you know if a JMB fight corruption, corruption is almost everywhere in churches in Liberia. There where the problems are. Everywhere. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But if you fight corruption in government today, you prosecuting people, the next thing, even though pastors that think they are free from their supporters, people start fighting them to get account of what they receive. Believe me. But today, Liberia is upside down. From house to house corruption, that you go in the market corruption, you go to the transport union corruption. The transport union will run with accountability to the members of the transport union. The marketing people. Can you imagine the money that they can collect in the market? What do they do with all the money? What do they do? You go, the place is not paved, so mud, the table are all shackled, but yet the people paying their monthly dues on a regular basis, they're giving a ticket, the cotton ticket. So what we are seeing, we are happy. And for me, I trust JMB, to be frank. But on the other hand, that the media, when it comes to which institution to select on program, one of the things I would advise you, CEO, to do is to really try to get in contact, because now I can't blame JMB because he has never had any program by himself.
I was talking about Patrick Horner.
Yeah, Patrick Horner, okay. He has never had a program by himself. Every other program we see that either is a joint program with the government, and which they don't have control over that program. Maybe the government will tell them you bring one kind of, media, whatever, institution, or whatever you other seen there. But when they take over, I will want you, whoever that will be responsible for information, minister of information, the person directly, because one of the deputy will be responsible for the media institution, to get the guideline. How can a registered media institution be part of government programs? Then tomorrow when you debate with the Garland that we're giving Garland.
The beautiful thing there,
I think I'm just suggesting, yeah.
Right. I get your part, but
yeah, I'm just suggesting.
I'm trying to buttress that too. Why it will be so successful to make Joseph Jima Boakai administration successful? That's information flow. You don't want to stifle it, right? As in, look at the White House when they're doing their daily briefing, because they do that every day at the White House. They have all the media that are certificated to be there. They are always there. Those institutions are represented. It's not one, it's not two. There are many. They have their own media room at the White House where they are briefed daily. Now, they take those stories to their different outlets and stuff. That brings the government to life. Information, because now the thing about information is the stations and the platform that you will normally like to watch, I may not be interested in those. That's the beauty of that. So when you get certain information somewhere, I might have my own interest somewhere on different platforms, and that way I'm more comfortable getting my information. There are people that don't watch Fox News in America, period.
Yeah, I know.
There are those who don't watch CNN. That's how they are. So if you focus that only CNN you can have, or only Fox, you are losing a whole host of other people.
You're right. You're right. That is a fun kind of observation and experience to share with. But like I'm saying, once you get the person in charge and ask for the guideline, then of course you'll be able to hold in for any misguided decision or isolation in terms of leaving other or media institutions out on the government program. That's what they register for. So they must be given this opportunity to cover, so that they too, their audience will receive information from them. Like you said, exactly. Certain people will not want to listen to Spoon TV. Okay, for so many reasons. Spoon TV has her own followers, and which I am one of those. I can listen to them, but not everybody want to listen to them. So
and I can tell you, almost when you look at the disparity in a just gone election, right?
All right, everyone. I am in.
Look at the election, how it was almost 50-50. Do you think people from the George Weah side really want to watch Spoon? They're not crazy about watching Spoon.
No, they don't. They don't. Most of them, they don't. They don't. And the few, in fact, I saw the finance minister making that comment when he was writing back to John Malu. He said he did not expect former Auditor General going on Spoon TV that he called propagandist for whatever. He would prefer being called for them to discuss the issue of revenue to see how they can increase the budget. So I know a lot of followers of George Weah may not like it, and they are also listening. It is their right to listen to some of these things. But guess what? I will urge the incoming government as well to do their best through the information
media outlets
platform to make sure that everybody, one way or another, will have opportunity to watch and listen to what is unfolding and in the government. I know there are people who, I don't care what you do, they will not be satisfied, but we are not talking about these people.
Right.
We're looking for reasonable people. We're looking for reasonable people. In a society, you always have the kind of people disgruntled. Somebody will say, oh, send George Weah, like somebody will say George Weah was doing. Can you imagine, Sam, this letter that I used to, that me, I already have problem with her, I want to say, I would say George Weah is the best president. Oh my God. That lady has said something I will never forget about her. George Weah is the best president, Madam Taylor. Go sit down and think about it.
I have two messages. The first one is that Boakai should be like the Southeast. The Southeasterners actually showed that George Weah comes from the Southeast. From county to county. Regardless of the negative propaganda that went into the process, the Southeasterners realized that if George Weah remains their president, whatever plans and programs they have will be handled. And so they voted to give their support to their son. And I want Boakai to do the same thing. It's taking us 170 years to derive a vice president. And people should take their eyes off the fact that I'm sitting in the seat. It could be any son or any daughter to give their support to their son. And I want Boakai to do the same thing. It's taking us
I want Boakai to do the same thing.
To do the same thing.
But what has she done for Boakai in the midst of 70 plus people die from the gas tanker explosion?
Yeah. So she like that. she kind of very controversial. She speak like that. She was seeing Vice President Honor Jawia that spoke. I hope if you had that recording where when she was not getting too much alone with the president, she went to campaign that those money they're giving you, when they give it to you, you guys should eat it. You should not vote for them. You understand? She was speaking to CDC or Jawia because at that time, maybe they didn't give her money because the woman, the whole life is money, 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 money. Money, you can buy her quick over. Because Chancellor said that before. 1997, on some of that issue, Chancellor said it to her horse because the guy that used to drive for her used to be one of my girlfriend and a boyfriend. They were laughing and we got the information. This woman had no, how we call, humanity in her. She had no humanity in her. Nothing. Human feeling. And as somebody that had that human feeling, even to go to that pump issue, you wouldn't have gone that day. She would have stayed with the people in total for the rest of the day to show some level of humanity. Now, these are people you're talking to that they should give you vote because the Southeastern gave vote to Jawia. Because you 170, I don't know how many years, Bonkante be fighting for vice president. You think Bonkante really fighting for vice president? Bonkante won a leader that will lead Liberia, that will also make them proud. The people of Bon are people that deserve respect. They don't just want anybody who will be their leader that will go out and people criticize.
Sylvester, man, for the country,
to yourself.
This is a national disaster. Even the country's flag supposed to be flown halfway.
Yeah.
It has never been done since. What kind of leadership is running Liberia at this stage, at this point? And they are only concerned about putting strategic people in position.
He's supposed to even declare holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday. It happened when fire got in nuclear time, people didn't die, but houses burned. I mean, can you imagine? Jawia shows concern about the people in nuclear time and even spend government money to build houses. This guy is wicked. I care less. I don't care what people can talk about me. This Jawia guy is wicked. He should not protect. You know, there are people, they are very handsome. They can be beautiful. They stand in front of you. They talk, they laugh. You say, yeah, that person is so calm. Now, that's why you can't as calmness. What about the action? When somebody takes action, you count them to be calm or human being. The way they behave, their action. Jawia action in recent time as president show that he's very wicked. Under a regime, ever since in the history of Liberia, to have people being killed without identifying one person that killed these people and one vein. We didn't have it. Even when Cllr was president, we didn't like him. He maneuvered some of us. When Jote was police director, naked stealing, they used to steal from you. When Jote stand right to the police, say, I know you criminal where you are. If you don't report yourself, we'll go for you. They will report themselves. Liberia is so small. You remember? Jote did that. People even came from Buchanan, they reported themselves. Come on. Under a regime, an elected government, then again, you see over 80% dying. You can't take any action. Then people stay calling you, the president is good. Those who are supporting that, they all are wicked. Jawia is wicked. And Howard as well.
That's your own personal.
That's my opinion. Okay. That's my opinion. Your action, look, you and myself.
But let me go back before we wrap up. I got one last question for you, right? Mm-hmm. And I think one of our viewers asked that question previously in the comment section. I've been thinking, it just came back to mind. Let me go back to it. Since that's your area, there it is. Paulo Fasa asked a question that says, if you were asked to recommend to president-elect for a possible replacement of Thomas Dona, who would that choice be? That's a very good question. It sends you in that area, you know, of the GNC and stuff.
You know, let me tell you, I work with.
Who will you put
I come in.
Cllr.
I work with John Sengbe
To
Moru.
bring money.
Yeah, I work with John Sengbe Moru. And when he was Auditor General, while I used to be at the GSC, he may not like me because I one person he can be my boss. When you do something, I will put it around your face. But I respected him so much because the energy he carried in the audit. But then we had never had an Auditor General. But quickly, I can tell you when we used to go to the ministry or corporation to audit, people knew that auditors were around. They will come down to our knee and they will give all documents we need. That young guy has an energy. So if you ask me, in my opinion, I don't want John Malu to go to the GAC.
Really?
I want him to go to the LRA. Why? Because the man already is an auditor. His mind is open. He knows about audit. He knows when people are deferring taxes, they are not paying. Huh? He knows. He'll be able to get all of the institution, because the technical aspect about suggesting tax administration, you have other technical people that will work with you. But the idea is, how do you mobilize resources? The government need resources. Huh? Johnson Malu will be able to reach, if not the target that the government will need. You understand? And even people, taxpayers, they will be concerned. They will be afraid. They will be afraid. Because if you go in a corner and you want to bribe John Malu, mind you, he will discuss you publicly. That's his nature. Don't try it. And you will not want that to happen to you. He's not someone that you can go have secret way. If you think, but you saw him doing it to finance minister when he called him talking about how he should not go after him. They should talk about how they can increase or raise money. He went on air, he said it. If somebody will go and discuss that publicly, then he's not willing to connive or compromise. We need people that will be very frank to go after those who don't want to pay taxes. The big companies in Liberia, most of them, they don't like to pay taxes. They have a tradition taking money to the president, taking money to some leader to close the hole. Yeah. We need somebody that is a robust person to collect money. I would love him to go in that area. Even though he qualified, he can be finance minister, he can still be auditor general. But I feel that
I wouldn't want him to go to finance ministry.
No. I'm not concerned about finance, because finance is more policy making. It has nothing to do with revenue generation. Yeah. But I myself don't be not wanting to go. But I'm talking about the revenue. I want him to go to LRA. Seriously.
Well, you got my answer. You got. I hope Fasa that answers your question. And obviously, of course, ladies, you've been watching Talk TV Media Network for the past 1 hour 45 minutes. Those of you who have followed us, thank you for following us and your comments. We're gonna take a very quick, just 2-minute break right here, and then we'll come back and just close for the day. So just watch this. Listen to this.
Ego, the way we suffer on the land to vote.
Tokyo.
I hope this new government will do something better for us. So the hard time is too much.
Well, the way the new government will start work, that's how we will know if the government will be a good government or not.
Like how now?
My sister, the number one problem Liberia has is the Krokoji. Didiba, Koyokaya, Koni, Mango, corruption in government. Then they can say the place where you tie the goat, that the place the goat can eat.
Exactly so.
So for us to know for true that this new government is not an other full government, then before His Excellency Joseph Nyumabwake can sit in the chair as president, he must first tell the Liberian people the money he get, the land, the number of houses, the company, and everything he get, so that when his time finish and he tells us what thing he get, then it will be easy for the Liberian people to know that he did not take anything from them. And whatever he tells us should be put in the news newspapers and on radio for the Liberian people to see kolo and bear to bear. That the one the Kui people can call asset declaration.
That one would be correct thing to do.
It will be correct.
Because every time they gave the Liberian people big government job, when you low, they can get a big car,
Oh yeah.
big horses,
Coco.
they can have big party.
On they play.
They can use money just like water.
Ikonolang.
Just that they can make matches to get the money.
Oh yeah, play.
That one, we will not take it.
We will not take it. What?
JMB and his big government people, whether they go up,
They go up.
they can't down.
They can't down.
We will not take it.
We will not take it.
We will not take it again. Ayaka.
That the one that will make Liberia to be sweet land of liberty for all the people of Liberia. This kriba, kobacho, mango business in government, it must stop now, and forever. Ego, help Liberia, ego.
Yes, so government that place to serve, that place to see. JMB must start first, then everyone will follow. This is leadership by example.
Yes, leadership by example. The characters were Ruth Davis and Thomas Manjobole. This drama was written by Thomas Manjobole and produced by A.B. Soare. And also, this radio station you're listening to as our contribution towards a better Liberia for the good of everyone.
So, folks, there you have it. There you have it. Very beautiful piece by Thomas Manjo and all the crew right there. Thanks so much, Big Brother, for sending that piece to me. Of course, there are a lot of other pieces you keep sending them, and I'll continue to play them because our people need to be educated. Our people need to be educated, and this is why this platform is. So we'll use this platform in every way possible to propagate the right messages. Because at the end of the day, Normal Liberia is all we want. The improvement and the development of Normal Liberia. Your parting comments, Sylvester.
Well, I just want to say to those that are watching us, first of all, Happy New Year to all. And that we are still getting close to the inauguration of the President-elect, His Excellency Joseph Boakai. And it is our prayer that God give him strength and that he should maintain him to be able to carry on his governance and also to give him a vision so that whatever he said to the people, that he will be able to accomplish those things so that Liberia can be better and better for all of us. Meanwhile, some of us will still remain critical. In as much I love GMB, I love Liberia better. Liberia is above everybody. So we will be here. A regime will come and go, but we will be here by the grace of God.
But that's what the Joe Boakai is saying. So you should love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia.
Yeah. Sure.
So you shouldn't love him more than Liberia. You should love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia.
Yeah.
Folks, there you have it. Thank you for joining me today, Big Brother Sylvester. Your contributions are always needed here. Highly appreciate it. And folks, there you have it. Every good thing must come to an end. And this is how we come to the end of the show. There are things that happened during the course of the 6-year presidency of George Weah. And we will continue to remind the public. And reminding the public doesn't mean that we are taking sides. We just want to make sure that incidences that took place under his administration needs closure. If someone died from you and you don't know what killed them, and you know that someone killed them, as a brother, as a relative to that person, you want closure. That's what happened to Abba Peters, Gifty Lama, all of those people. So sometimes when we're playing these videos and stuff, you don't have to say, oh, those people are on the other side. No, we are Liberians and we are championing the cause, the true cause of Liberians. That's why we play these things. Because these incidences took place under the rule, under the regime of President George Manawia. That is the reason. That is the essence, because if a relative of mine dies and there's no closure to that, I will continue to fight that until every breath in me runs out. But if I'm a Liberian, and those were Liberians too that die, that is why we are always here, to making sure. And so if there is a death threat by someone to take away lives, and it goes unheeded, and no action is taken, that's a problem for me. Because here in the diaspora, in the US or Europe, if there is any information that police will get, that the CIA will get, that the FBI will get, by a lone wolf or by anybody, they will round you up immediately. That's what will happen. How much more if someone comes in open air, professing and confessing and suggesting the peace of the state, to destabilize the peace of the state? Where's the police? Where's the joint security? Where's the military? January 22nd, the Liberian people, ECOWAS, world leaders, we assemble to usher in a new president for Liberia. And someone comes and says, I will threaten that peace and that stability and that transfer of power. And you, as a security agency, you sit by and do nothing. That's a problem. We will keep sounding that alarm here. This is what we do. Because when it takes place, people will say, Talk TV media sounded that alarm over and over and over again. And it went unheeded. It went unnoticed. That is why we're here. Because why? We are the voice for the voiceless. If one Liberian blood spilled, if one Liberian blood is spilled, we must talk about it. That is why we do, as a network, as a platform, the voice for the voiceless. We speak for those who do not speak for themselves. That is why. So follow us, share us. And so when you look at this, if I play video like this, and people on the opposition side, people on the Judge Weah side would think, oh, he doesn't like it. No, it's not about you. When I'm doing these things as a network, it's not about you. Liberia is bigger than you. Liberia is bigger than your ideologies and your ways of doing things. You will die, but Liberia will not die. The example is there. Leaders have come before you. They have gone. And yours is about to go. Liberia remains the pivotal and at the pinnacle of every Liberian's heart. So join us tomorrow. We'll be here.
The people cry, oh, oh. The people cry, oh, oh. You better leave it. The people cry, oh, oh. I keep risking you. The people cry, oh, oh. The people suffering, oh, oh. The people suffering, oh, oh. You better leave it. The people suffering, oh, oh. The people suffering, oh, oh, oh. The country bleeding, oh, oh, oh. Amen. The country suffering, oh, oh, oh. Living, the people suffering, oh, oh, oh. Ay, ay, ay. The people suffering, oh, oh, oh. Get the lambs cry, oh, in her grave. Hey, Papa Yeshua cry, oh, in his grave. The people cry, oh, oh, oh. The people cry, oh, oh, oh. Matthew Innes cry, oh, in his grave. The auditors cry, oh, in their grave. The people cry, oh, oh, you better listen, the people cry, oh, oh, better leave it, the people cry, oh, oh, mama cry, oh, the people cry, oh, oh, papa cry.
Liberia stands at a crossroad. We've witnessed the mistakes of leaders like Jacob Zuma, Donald Trump, and Mobutu Sese Seko. But now, history is repeating itself. George Weah's leadership echoes these mistakes. Corruption, incompetence, womanizing, violent tendencies, and a stubborn backwardness define his tenure. Our people suffer, dreams fade, and our potential is stifled. Yet, there's hope. There is a better path forward. Joe Boakai, JNB, Uncle Joe, stands for integrity, competence, progress, and inclusivity.
The country has gone backward in every area. Is our corruption stealing with impunity? A country that is on autopilot because there's no leadership, and we cannot continue to risk the future of unborn generation.
Act now for a Liberia free from the grip of corruption and incompetence.